All right. All right, guys. What's going on? What's going on? It is the Rouser, and I am back. Sorry, guys. We have a guest speaker in the house today. You gonna say hello to the people, man? I know that's up too. That's up really loud, isn't it? Let's see. Maybe I can turn it down a little bit over here. All right, cool. So anyway, what's going on, guys? It's the Rouser, and we are ready to do our live art stream for today. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna do what we do every day. Going to have a little fun drawing cartoons of people, okay? And you're gonna let me do this stream until your mom gets out of the shower. All right? That means keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch anything. Nope, don't touch it. We need markers. Yes, we need markers. And let me see what else we need here. Will you stop it? Golly, man. I'm telling you, when I tell him, now you just gonna kick my stuff. All right. Anyway, guys, his hands are gonna be everywhere while I'm streaming here today. So, all right. So before we get started, if this is your first time here, my name is Harry, Mr. Rouser, whatever you want to call me, right? And I'm a professional caricature artist. I draw caricature for a living and have been doing so for I'd say about 20-something years now. I've been doing caricatures, but I've been drawing my entire life, you know. So I've always just enjoyed drawing and learning to draw and conjugating with other artists. And that really is the purpose of this stream, so that, you know, hopefully that I can inspire other artists to do something with that artwork instead of just sitting there looking at it in their room all the time, right? You know, why shouldn't you, right? Why shouldn't they be able to live life and do what they love? You got any reason for that? All right. They say that a man that doesn't say anything usually is in agreement with you. So, you got any agreements? No. Okay. He's not in agreement. All right. Let me see here. So what am I doing here? While we're going through the stream, guys, if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream, this is my full-time job, right? And so I depend on tips, you know, to support my family and stuff, and to do things with our ministry. Rouse the World is also a ministry. We do minister and share the word of God with people, so that they may be encouraged, not just on the drawing board, but in life. And it also is a good way to show how God's connected to everything, right? He has, you know, art is, for all intents and purposes, is not something new. It's just something that we have discovered, right? So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So real quick, I'm just going to put up the information here. If you wish to tip, you can go ahead and do so like this, right? And I just go ahead and put it up there for you. Let me pin that message up there. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. All right. So, you know, yesterday I was in a class. Hold on, guys. Yesterday I was in a class, and look like we got things all tangled up here, boy, don't we? And we were talking about this thing with emotions, right? And when we're drawing a picture, how we can, you know, easily be able to see our cartoon a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And so, oh, here comes the other guy. Daddy's in class right now, buddy. I got a class. Want to say hi? And go say hi to the camera. See right there? See Ethan? Say hi. See your face? Hi. So say hi to everyone.
Hi.
To everyone.
To everyone.
Okay. Yay. Thumbs up. You got to do thumbs up. All right. These thumbs up? No, okay, you don't want to do thumbs up. Okay, gotcha. All right. No, oh, hey, don't do that.
I keep thinking Daddy's picking.
All right, here you go. Let me get this guy. All right, so here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's get off into it. You know what I'm thinking? I don't like that filter. That looks kind of yellowy to me. But I guess it's okay, right? All right, so anyway, emotions, right? Like, what do we want our picture to feel like and look like and all that? And this is really one of the harder concepts to grasp about drawing stuff, is because we don't think about, sometimes we don't think about face just being that easy. Sometimes if something seems to be really easy, we'd be like, no, it's that easy, right? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start off with drawing a person, but we're going to draw the person in different ways, okay? So let me see here. Does this one have any ink in it? Yeah, it does. All right, let's try this emotion right here. Let's go with the emotion. We have 3 emojis, right? So we're going to be working from left. We're going to be working from left to right, right? Okay. So the guy with the winky eye like this, we're going to draw him over here. And we're going to see if we can't take these same features, right, and make it look like her. I don't think you saying it can't be done, aren't you? Let's see. I think you can. Ah, yes, coming right along. Okay. So what am I doing here? What is the trick to this, right? There's no trick. It's just kind of like understanding what cartooning really is. It's not you drawing an exact picture of somebody. It's about you saying something about a person through their expression and what they feel like. That's what I like to shoot at that, because it's easier. It's an easier way to look at cartooning. It takes off the pressure of me trying to be perfect with every drawing. Okay. So you can see here, got a pretty good little picture of her, right? In a different way, right? But it looks like her. And this is what animators do. They use people's faces as inspirations for things. You know what I mean? So that might be her face in this particular situation, right? But let's just say you don't want to feel like that anymore. You want, you want something like this. We don't know. We're just going to steal some of the ideas from her face. She has long eyelashes. And still we can give her a pleasant smile. And some lips, right? Right? Same idea as the emoji in the middle, right? And then we'll just do our nose like how we want it. We can go like this and just fit it in there. Okay? So again, all we got to do is put our glasses. All right. And keep it simple. So today she might be feeling a different kind of a way. Okay. You'll never be able to draw interesting and fun cartoons unless you get out there and you try this. Otherwise, it'll just look like some boring picture, and then you'll get tired because your cartoons will just look the same all the time. And you'll be like, "Why do they look the same?" And you know what I mean? So this would just be different ways. Now you can go with a more. We can go with a more like version of what she. But at the end of the day, it's really just all about how you see them, and that's really the point of this exercise. Okay. So today I'm going to be drawing some random cartoons, right? And just talking about them as I go through them. What am I noticing and all that kind of stuff like that. Okay. So anyway, if I was, let's say I was going to draw this face and I want to do it exactly like this, what I would do is, if you ever seen my videos before, is I always start with a head shape of some kind. So I might start with this one. Let's say, because her hair is up, I might start with her hair shape. And this way I can get the forehead and hairline and everything down like I want to. Okay. You see that? Okay. And it's a lot about just going for it. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back after this message. Hello, this is Mr. Rouser speaking.
Hey, Mr. Rouser, it's Joe from Sames. I went in there to talk to Parsons. I thought you said 2 days. We hear nothing from Monday. I guess I heard him wrong. He said, no, Joe, 2 days from Monday. I said, oh, God. I told Mr. Rouser it'd be Monday.
Oh, okay.
He said 2 days from Monday. So I miscommunicated with him, and I told you wrong. So, because I went looking for that part, I said, hey, man, this part wasn't here from Monday. No, Joe, I told you Monday. 2 days from Monday.
So I won't have my truck back till when?
2 days. So Wednesday I'll get the part. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I'll get the part. 2 days from Monday. That's what he told me. I heard it wrong.
Oh.
My truck will be back. If I get my part Wednesday, I'm gonna try to get it out Wednesday. If I get it late Wednesday, and for sure Thursday. Because he told me 2 days from Monday.
Oh.
I thought he said Monday that it would be here. That's why I told you Monday.
Oh, okay. And this part is not something that can be. I mean, what kind of fuse is this where they can't get it from like an AutoZone or something?
Well, it's not like a regular fuse, no, sir. It's like a 3-fuse block. It goes by the alternator.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The alternator took the alternator out, so you can't find this one. Just in L parts, so it probably won't carry it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for letting me know. Just when you guys are done, when you're done with the truck, because I really need my truck back. I know it's not your fault, but just give me a call and kind of let me know when the truck is done. I'm hopefully it can be done by gosh, Thursday. That's a long time. Okay.
Yeah, hope I can get it part by Wednesday. Try to get out here by Wednesday.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I'm hoping for, but not worse than hell for sure Thursday. Okay.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Bye. Hello. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I put the mute on, but y'all heard that my truck is gonna be gone till Thursday. Anyway, dang it. All right. So anyway, let's go here to the bottom half of the face. Okay, and then we'll do our eyebrows here. Okay, drop the eyeglasses in there. Okay, and then we'll put our eyes in there. And I'll use these little, use this shape here. Yep. Okay. And we'll add some more eyelashes here. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and add our lip shape. So we'll do the drop down between the lips. And then okay. All right. So pretty much that's how I would do this picture. How I would draw it. But again, if you want to do something more whimsical or cartoon looking or something with a little bit more of a how can I put it? Sometimes it's I don't know, every artist sees it differently. Like me, I like to draw my cartoons with a little bit more I like to stay really more toward what they look like versus doing something over the top and too whimsical, you know what I'm saying? So that's just, you know, how I approach it. But you might decide that you want to do it differently. And that's, again, totally okay. Because every artist is going to be different. Okay. Oh, boy. Little man was fine when he's in here with me. Okay. And we're not going to do all of the darkening and all that. We just really want to get the idea of the picture down. So, all right, let's go ahead and pick another one here. All right, I'm on this glasses thing lately. I've been learning how to do these. I like to draw pictures with glasses on them. So we'll do a couple of female. We'll do like 2 girls, and we'll do a guy. We'll mix them up. So I'll tell you what. We'll do a guy this time. Let me see. What guy can we use? Let's see here. Let's use I already drew these guys. These guys are all guys I drew before. It's Michael Phelps, huh? Yeah, maybe we can try him. All right, here we go. So we're gonna try Michael Phelps real quick. All right, and I know I got a lot of glare on my glass, guys. I'm sorry about that, but I got so many lights in here. And so the screen is always catching all that light in there, but hopefully you guys will be able to see well. All right, so again, let's start with our overall head shape. So with this one, I'm going to start. I can start with the top of the head shape really. So I'll just go here and go across the very top up here. Okay, and then hold on a sec. Let me move it. Let me make this a little smaller so you guys can see. Okay. All right, so I'm up here at this part of the head up here. Okay, so I'm not paying attention to anything else. I'm just looking at the shape of the hair, and that's really what I want here. Okay. To be good at this, you gotta get good at zoning out and seeing only what you want to see. And this is one time for you to do where you can do something like that, right? Okay. Okay, so once I have that, my hairdo, now I go to my ear shapes here. All right. Now let's go to our jawline shape here. So I'm trying to see what I might, if I can put those cheeks in there, I would. I don't know. We can go ahead. I'll tell you what would be a good thing to do here. Once you get here, go ahead and put the chin, and this way you can tell how long the face is going to be. See? So now you know you have a stopping point for your caricature. You know what I mean? So when you draw your head shape, doesn't necessarily mean you have to just go around it and make one big line. I mean, if that's the way it comes to you, then fine, go ahead and go for it. But you can break it up into pieces and then connect those pieces together. So that's sometime a technique that I'd use. All right, let me see here. So now I'm gonna go. He has a very long, so I want this shape to really drop off here. So he has a very long jawbone line like that. So you see how I want this line to be very long and drop down here, because we can see his chin is going here, right? And then we can see his neck is coming kind of down like this. So he has a kind of big neck there, right? All right, now from here, we pretty much got about 80% of the caricature done, okay? This is the fastest way to do a caricature, hands down. This is going to be faster, and it's going to be able to get more people in a picture when you do it this way than when you draw the other way. And matter of fact, we'll sit back and I'll show you some videos on here. Maybe we can sneak peek a couple of shorts. But if I look at it, you'll see how caricatures can grow really big and out of proportion if you don't do it this way and you try to go from the inside outwards. You know, that's the only thing I don't like about using those. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to draw a nice central point for our nose. So we want to say, okay, let's go here. Okay. So I'm looking at the shape between the length between the brows and the nose shape. That's how I kind of determine this length here. So I'm looking at from here to here like a little T shape. And then from here, check it out, he got a small mouth shape. So what I want to do is I want to draw it like a deep smile first. Get the feel of the smile first. Right, like that, right? Now you'd be like, what are you doing, Rouser? Okay, well, check it out. So now, once I have that, then I come back and I say, like this. You see? So now you got your teeth in here like this. Right? And you got your lip here. And then you got a lip here. Okay? So you can make smiles real easy by using a generally gestured smile. Right? Okay? And now you can see we got a really good looking caricature. Okay. Yeah, Evan is on it today. All right, here we go. So now we're going to do his eyes here. Okay. All right. And then we'll just put a couple little dots here for his little hairs. Okay, and pretty much we're done with our Michael Phelps drawing. All right? So you see that concept? Very easy to follow. if you don't think about things too specifically, and you learn how to focus on what it is that you need to be drawing. Okay, so if each part of the face, I'm not worried about the ears. If I'm drawing the hair, I need to zone out kind of what the ears are looking like to me. If I'm drawing the chin, I need to zone out everything else. But I am looking at what I am doing is looking at relationships. So let me give you something I think is really going to help you. I don't know. Okay, hold on. And how was that picture for you guys? Is my picture pretty clear? All right, hold on one sec, guys. Oh, what you got? Hold on one second, guys. I meant to put this down here and I forgot to put it in, but we can go. It's no better time than the present, right? All right. I always kind of try to go live on Facebook as well. A lot of older people don't like to look at TikToks and even YouTube. They like to look at their Facebook. And so that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. So we're there. Oh, I forgot to put his mustache. All right. Thank you. Thank you there. That's more. That's what wives are for, to tell you how much more of yourself you need to work on as a husband, right? You say there's always something I need to work on, right? I saw that meme about that the other day, just made me laugh, so. All right. So I'm just going to draw a few shadow lines in here for you, right? You can hook your drawing up any way you see fit. Again, this is just my particular style of drawing of the caricature, but you'll find your own style, one that works for you. And that's one thing I always tell my students. I don't try to turn them into me. I rather try to help them to find themselves. I give them some ground rules to follow, right? I am the all-knowing caricature guy. Nah. All right, so there we go. That's a good one. That's a Michael Phelps there, man. All right. Okay, so now let's go to our next. So we did a female, right? And then we did a guy. So let's go to our next one. So we'll just find somebody here. What is this? Oh, these are caricatures actually that people were doing on Facebook. Who is this? Christopher Nolan. Anybody know who that is? I never heard of him before. Okay. All right. Here we go. So now, what is it that I'm seeing, or what is it that I'm noticing about this face here? Again, guys, if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream, tips are awesome. Thank you in advance for your tips. What am I looking for right now? I need to find it because I'm looking for it. I'm always putting things where. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. So we're gonna try this Christopher Nolan. Okay. Yes. All right, here we go. So what would I do on this picture? I'll tell you what. He has a very round face to me. I'm gonna start here by the forehead, and I'm gonna show you why. I want to do this little. I want to get that hair in there first. So watch. Right now, I'm just zoned out on my hair. I don't care about anything else. I'm not looking at his eyes. I'm looking at how just basically how much space I want between here. And then I can put little indicators of where I want to go. Watch. So if I go here, then I can go here and do this. I can go here and do this, right? And then I can come down here and do this. You see how the hair is already kind of put together, right? So once I have it like that, now I could come back and I start joining things together, right? You see? So now we got our head shape in there, and then we can go now to our ear shape, okay? Which would be some shape like this. Okay? And then maybe this shape right here. Right? And now what do I want to do? I want to go to that jawline. So I want to figure out how long my face needs to be. Again, so what I might do is go down here and say, I want this, I want a round, like circular, like chin, like right there. Okay? So now I know all I have to do is come down, and I'm going to have to immediately break into this line here. Okay? And then here you'll have your neck shape. Okay? See how that works? Okay? So real simple right there. Real simple idea. All right. Then we'll just go to a nice central location. And we can drop her nose in. He has a pretty good sized nose right there. So I'm going to use my bow tie technique. If you want to learn more about that, go ahead and take a class with me. Take care of you. And this short T shape here. And then this little mouth that he has like a little mouth. See how little that mouth is? So we want to get that expression in there, right? Okay. Now we can go from here. We can go to our eyes. We can go to eyebrows, right? I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go to our eyebrows, right? Okay. And then we can make them bushy if we want. Right? No problem. And then we'll just go ahead and go to our eye shape here. He has very little eyes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Something like that, right? I did go a little bit big on the nose, but that's okay. All right. So we got a quick little cartoon there. We're going to put some little lighting in the eyes. And then we will add some shadows. One thing about it, if you get your relationships right, even if your features are not super spot on, people are gonna be able to see the likeness. You know, but you gotta have that you gotta have your relationships right. Right? People will see what you're trying to do. Right? It's kind of like if somebody saw you with some come in your house, right, and they see some hiking boots, right? They see uh, some pickaxes and some ropes and some some goggles and let's see, and some spiky boots and and all these things are in your house and they're all in one location, right? And then they see a suitcase there with some stuff in it, right? They are going to make an assumption based off of the relationships of the things that you have together right there. They're going to say this guy's probably going mountain climbing or something. He's about to take a trip. You get what I mean? So the same thing with drawing faces. What people are looking at when they identify you is not as specific as you think it is. They see the specific relationship of your features, and then the second thing that they see is what emotion you hold on your face all the time, right? See, like, okay, if we look at this guy, right? Let me show you something. He looks kind of like. Let me show you this. His face to me, if I had to describe him as an emoji, would look something like this over here. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so it'll look something like this guy right here. This guy with the pink things on his cheeks, right? So watch what I mean when I say that, right? Check it out. Watch. Oh, sorry. Let's see how fast we can do this when you do it this way. 1, watch. 2, okay. Okay. Watch. I'm just going to put the same nose, and I'm going to do this mouth shape. Okay. You see how this face, if I leave the eyes closed and everything, as a cartoon, it feels like him, right? Right? And then you got all your features around here like this. You get what I'm saying? So, but this is what what people identify your face by. When they look at this, then they start seeing the relationships between these features is what is important. So these shapes, different relationship. Okay, for instance, let's go here and go to any face. Let's just go here. Okay. If you look at his face, I'm going to show you what his face. If we wanted to make a cool cartoon out of him now, let's watch. Let's look over here, and let's see. If I had to describe his face as an emoji, I would say, let me see. I would have to say his face is kind of like. I'd say he looks. Let me look at him again. Hold on, I think I got it. Hold on a second. I say something like this. If I was gonna draw him, I'd draw him like that. So as a caricaturist, I have the power to change up my emotions or change up, what I'm seeing. So, and what I want to do is watch this. I don't really want to spend I want my eyebrows to go up because this is what he looks like, but I can just draw this. Watch. His eyes are in the closed position. Okay. Then I'm gonna get a nose shape that goes. Let's say the nose shape is like. Ooh. Okay. So I'm gonna do something like this. If I add here, I gotta take what? All right. So let me see. Okay. And then I'll do something like something. Not as big, right? And I'll make the teeth down here, okay? But same shape. I'll make the teeth a little bigger. But again, watch. Once I get my chin shape here, right? So I'm just gonna put little indicators around where everything should go. Watch. This is the side of his face, right? This is the side of his glasses. See how I'm putting everything together? This is how I'm able to draw things without using a lot of erasers, because I'm constantly connecting dots to see what I want to see. Watch. When I go this way, watch. You see what I'm saying? So look. Then I can do this here. If I don't know where I want something to go, I could do that. I can come over here and I can do this. Right? I can come over here and do this if I want. Watch. Okay? You see how my brain is putting you're putting together this mental idea, watch, of what you want your person to look like. And now your brain, it's kind of like putting letters together. If I put the word L, if I go like this, and I say L and then V and E, right? Well, now your brain starts saying, okay, love, live. What is it? You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of cluing yourself in. Well, same thing with the face. And this is how you get your proportions right. Okay? That's why you got to take life in moments, right? You got to take what life give you, right? And then you got to make a decision based off of what the situation is giving you. And then once you make the right decision about that, then life will take you in another direction. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to give you more. It's going to bless you more when you learn how to look at it like this. This right here is the front of the head. Watch. Okay? So now I got this over here, right? This part right here kind of slants back a little bit. So watch. So that I don't get it wrong. I just do like this, right? So you can see where everything is going to. So now I can see that my hair is going up like this, and I can see some more hairs up here, right? Okay, see how I can make that form that brow line, right? Whatever have you. Okay, and then we can double over the eyebrows if we want. And then you'll see the little things that you need to, to do to make your picture tight. Okay. Okay. So real easy how this works, guys. If you use this connect the dots approach with your drawings, I'm telling you, this is what messes a lot of artists up. They don't do it that way. They try to go, they try to they make a move kind of without seeing the next move, or without making relationships or judgments based off of what they're seeing so far. Okay, so I know where this is. I know where that is. Right. Let's go again. Let's walk through a couple of pictures. Right. So with this guy right here, again, we can say, okay, I know where this is. Okay. And then I know where, let's just say, once you see that, you might say, I know where, I don't know how to do the whole hair. So let's just say you don't know. I know where this is. I know it kind of goes out here a little bit like that. Right. And then I know where, let's just say I know where this is. Okay. So now from here, you just draw. Now all of a sudden you say, okay, now I can kind of see this relationship here. And now I can see this relationship, right? I can fill that in over there. And it's a lot of just, ad-libbing and kind of going with it. I can see this relationship here. Okay. Okay, from here, what do we have? I can see my ear shape here. All right, what can I see from here? I can triangulate and go about right here. I can say, you know what? I see something like this here. Just like that, okay? What else do I see from here? I can triangulate to right here. Okay? And then I'll come over here and I say, you know what? What else can I see? I can see a cheekbone here. That tells me that this is kind of where my cheekbone is over here, but it's not as heavy because it's on the closer side of the face. Hey, what's going on, Jermaine? What's up? What's up? How are you today? All right, now let's go ahead and go. Once we have that, right, watch. We got a heavy cheekbone, not so heavy over here, right? Now what do we know? Well, we can see, man, look what else we can see. We can see, tell you what we can see. We can see the shape of that beard, right? So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do this. Here, let's make this little shape right here. All right, and then watch. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to say, you know what? I can see the shape over here. See what you ain't looking at. Let me show you what you don't look at, right? Is if you look at this face right here, if you look here, the face has a lot of triangles in it. So let me show you something. See this cheekbone, that cheekbone? Well, when I go like this, look at this. Look at these triangles that it forms here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but let me just make it a little darker for you. Okay, you see how you got the two triangles that form right here? So now we already know where we at. We can, we come over here, right? Just like that, right? All right, now let me see here. Now we're gonna go to our nose, okay, or wherever, whatever you can see. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna tell you something else that's cool about the cheekbones, okay? Well, the mouth kind of works off of the cheekbones. So once I, let me show you what I mean with it. Let me go to my nose first. Now his nose, what does it look like to me? It looks kind of, it's kind of upturned a little bit because you can see a lot more of the nostril. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a round shape. First of all, like a igloo type shape, but then I'm going to allow you to see some of the nostril in the nose because I understand the angle that the face is being drawn at. Okay, so I want the tip of that nose right there, and then I want the bridge of the nose here. He doesn't have a very long bridge, so we'll just do something like this. And then here we can see from the cheekbones that if we do like this, right, we can come back down. Draw the expression of the mouth, works right off of those cheekbones. Look at this. This is the mustache. This is the mustache. This is the mustache. Right? Okay. All right. Now let's go to our glasses. So I can see that part of the glasses. What other part of the glasses can I see? If I don't know how to draw them all the way, I might look at them and say, you know what? They look like two D shapes, right? So what I might do here, I might go with the darker part of the glasses first. That's what I would do in this situation. So I can see where this goes right here. I can also see where I want this to go. Okay, you see that? So now what do I know as a result of those two shapes? Well, I know now that my glasses are going to bend into this shape. So it's giving me this this ability to be able, drawing in pieces gives me this ability to put things in an amazingly accurate format with little effort. Then we'll make a lighter line here. See how those glasses go? Now watch, all we're doing here is we'll come here and we'll just stick our eyebrows in there. Okay? See that? So it already kind of looks like him already, right? Now, let's go to the eye shapes. Real simple eye shapes. Really, with these eye shapes, what I would do is I would use. I wouldn't squeeze them too much. I'll just do something like this here. I'll go with a straight across, kind of a shape like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do something like this here. This here. And then connect it in there. Okay. And then we'll just put our top lip here and our mustache. All right. Okay. So we got a good drawing, right? Real easy to connect all the pieces together and get your picture working. All right. Again, guys, if you feel like you're benefiting from today, tips are awesome. Thank you so much for tipping in advance. Man, you know, one thing that helped me, man, so much growing in this was when I stopped trying to beat other artists. Like, it took me a while to get to that point, but like sometimes I would see my pictures, right? And I would be like, man, I wish that I could draw like a caricature, like I don't know. Let's see if we can find out. I'm gonna show you something here. Let's look up. Oh wait, that's not what I need. I need a new window. Oh. All right. So let me give you an example. Okay. Let me see if I can. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna save this real quick to Pixford Caricatures. New folder. Let's call it done. In browser. Okay, and I'm just gonna pick out 2 or 3 of them. All right. All right, so if you guys will kind of look at the top of the screen, okay, you'll see like these caricatures, right? So if you look at his style of drawing the caricature, right? It's a cool caricature, right? But it's distinctly different from my style of drawing a picture of somebody, right? And so I would look at, sometimes I would look at artists and see like, man, that would be like cool to be able to, let me see, like this one here. This one, oh, here it is. Okay. This, like, if you look at it, it's a lot more, it's a lot different, you know what I mean, than my style. And so, again, the way that he does it, sometimes I'll be like, man, I want to incorporate this or incorporate that. I really appreciate like the way that he has, like he does the bodies and stuff for his caricatures. Like his themes are really cool. So I like them, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, as I was saying, that was something that that greatly helped me to become more comfortable with who I was as an artist, because I started understanding that I'm not this guy. This guy is who he is. You know, there's so many different ways to draw a picture, and so you got to get comfortable with how you see things and how you're able to do them. All right, so let's go here. We're gonna pick out another face. I tell you what, we can go to. Let's go back to my folder here. Hold on, and we'll pick out. I think I got some faces here that might be interesting. Oh yeah, we got some interesting faces here. They're not smiling, but we can do whatever we want in the picture, right? All right, so we got some youngsters up here. Everybody here looks all mean and stuff. Good faces, but not. They all look like mug shots. I'm gonna draw that guy right there. All right, hold up. Let's see. Now I'm not. I'm gonna keep the emojis up there and go here. Okay. All right. So we did two guys. So we did one female. Let's go ahead and do another one here. That looks like a cool picture to draw. I wonder if I could do that. So with this one right here, where would I start at? You want to get the big stuff out of the way first, right? So I automatically know I want my top to be small in the bottom. So what I might do is do a shape like this, and that'll be his forehead, right? So once I have the forehead, then I can see where my ear shape will go about right here. Let me see. And maybe I can see my beard shape from here. Just to give you an idea how you got to be thinking about it, okay? And from here, what else can I see? I can see a little shape like this. Breaking everything down into shapes. What else can I see here? Really can't see anything on this side of the face, so I kind of overshot it a little bit, but I still can make up for that. No big deal. All right, so what do I see here? I see like like this shape here. It just kind of goes in with this shape. You see how everything's in parts, and then this shape right here. If I need to add, I need to add some in here because of where I did the nose. So I'm gonna have to add a little quarter of the shape. So now, what do I need here now? I can say, you know what? I see what this is. You know what that is? That is the little thing that goes over his glasses like that. All right, and then I can see these little things here. Right, and then what else can I see? I can see this little thing here. And then how it kind of connects back into that. So here, all I'm doing is saying, okay, this is my nose shape. His kind of points up a little bit. Okay. I could go over here and say, you know what? This is the little round thing on the glasses here. All right. And then this might be the other little round thing on these glasses. Okay. Then I might add a little black piece right here on the edge. Okay. Then I might just add some. I'll add some of this over here since. All right. Okay. 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 Hey, Miss Ebony, how are you today? I didn't even see Miss Ebony was there. How are you today? Man, you gotta be thankful for what God has given you, man, all the time, man. Okay. So let's see here. What's next here? I think we're pretty much done with this picture, but you get the point, right? And caricatures are very, very, very spontaneous art form. So when you get into this, you got to be spontaneous. You got to be able to think on the move, right? Make shapes fit on the move. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Working and having. Okay, awesome. All right. So you see how we did that cartoon, guys? Wasn't that pretty easy, right? So how many pictures we did? We did so we got 2, 1, 2, then we got 3. I think we had 1 here. Oh, we had Michael Phelps. All right, so we did the Michael Phelps run, all right? And then we did her face. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 that we're looking at there. Okay. All right, let's see here. So we're just going through. We just showing you how to do how we do the faces. Okay. All right, let's try her. I don't know. Let me see. Usually with these type of faces, what I like to do is I like to go for shoot for the eyes on these shapes here, right? So let me see. Might do something like this here. Let's go with this here. I don't know if this is gonna come out right or not. I'm being spontaneous. That's when you get your best caricatures, man. When you just go with it. You don't know what the heck's going on. You just trying something, right? And you just trying something, man. You gotta learn how to draw all kinds of things. You see that? Man, all right. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna have to go with a very small shape here. Then we'll go with these eyes and make them nice and big here. Put a lot of white in the eyes there. Okay. All right, so that was just that was me just going with it. What did I starting the picture from different ways, and that'll help you develop your style a little bit more. This way, if you get stuck in a position, you don't you'll know what to do. For instance, I found a lot like when I'm putting a lot of people in one picture. Sometimes I may, instead of starting from the jawline, which is where I customarily start a lot of my drawings from, I may have to start from the hair and work down and then make it fit together. You get what I mean? So I need to be able to start the picture from multiple points. That just give me more options to be able to do things with, right? All right, let me see here. All right, and there you go. All right, so that was pretty good. That came out pretty cool. Let's see here. I know we haven't done any kids yet today. Maybe we could do some children caricatures too. Hmm. what I like about this one, what I can see as far as what are my observations about that? I see a lot. Again, with her caricature, I would definitely play on the eyes a little more. I tend to again always draw my my female caricatures. I tend to always draw them from with an exaggeration of the eyes. Very rarely will I go with a nose exaggeration because I know they don't really like that, and so I don't really um, do that. If they do have a like a larger nose or whatever, I'll show you a way that I still can kind of work with it. But with this one, I would draw all of her features kind of like in a way where they went like this. Okay, so if I'm looking if this is her, being her mouth down here, her mouth is going to everything up here is going to be big, and then everything will work to small here. So I think I will go with I will go big here. Watch. I'm just gonna do it real quick. Big here. Okay. And then big here. Big here, right? You see? And then see how everything is lining up along that line, and then I might go with a nose shape here. Just something like this. Right? And then I'll come down here and my mouth shape will be small. You see what I'm saying? So this is how I would attack the picture. You know what I mean? I don't think I would want to make bigger lips. Let me see. What would happen if I did that? Let me see. What if I went the opposite way? What if I went with these shapes here? Right? And then what if I went with things getting bigger as they went down? I'm just trying to see which one would work out better. I still think that one would work. Actually, I mean, it's not really too bad. I didn't go too. What I did was I kind of went with a. I could make everything about moderate. I didn't go too big on the lips. I just can't see doing a really big nose on her. You know what I mean? I still think the eyes are. This relationship right here, I like. So I went with a. You know what I mean? Not too bad of a triangle relationship there. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's look at some other eyes here. Got all kinds of stuff on my pad. Let me see here. Okay, what kind of relationship would I use there? I don't know. Just so I can make it bigger. So we're just gonna look at the relationships of the eyes. And so somebody asked me a question earlier, and what was that question? It was harsh. Hello, sir. What should we observe first on a reference face to start a caricature? What should we observe first? Good question. All right. Well, like I said, you want to observe first. I think that where you're going to anchor your drawing to. Okay, if you think about um, how can I put it? Let me see. All right. For instance, wherever you start at, this is going to be the scale for everything else that you draw. You get what I'm saying? So let's say I'm drawing her, right? And let's say I want to, let's say I just got this piece of paper I'm working with, and I want to try to get her on here, okay? So maybe I might look at this and be like, okay, her hair is kind of big and round like that. I don't know. Wait, I messed up. All right, it's kind of like this, and then like this. Okay. So this will be the scale, kind of like for my drawing, and then from here, I want to start putting in like my features or whatever have you, right? So let's say this is a shape like this, and it's right, something like this. I don't know. I still don't like the way that one looks. That would be hard for me because I can't. I don't really know how to do this hairdo. I haven't. I would. Let me see with this one here. How would I start? I don't know. Maybe I should start from here. Maybe it's a little bit too difficult for me that way. Okay. It's easier when they have like a shorter haircut to go with that approach. So usually when somebody has a shorter, real short hair, I go with the whole head shape. But okay, so this down here would be like her little curls here. All right. See what I mean by putting pieces of the drawing so that you can see what you're doing. That's what I mean by this. Because we're not perfect, so we need guidance. You know, we need to be working off of something. So that one came out okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So for me, when the drawing is has relatively short hair, it's easy for me to just kind of go like this, kind of around the head, right? Like this. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for me to think like that. But when you have long hair, you can't see the jawline where, like in her situation, I tried to go from here and then go in here like this. But it just wouldn't work out for me that way. You know what I'm saying? So what I decided to do was go from here and then go outward because it gave me a better perspective. So with longer hair, I try to go with the head shape first and then add the hair. Shorter hair, I go with the hair and then I just go with the whole idea. So it's really up to you. All right, let me see here. All right, let me see. All right, so that one. So y'all remember that rule of thumb, okay? All right, let me see here. Oh, that looks just like her. That's a really good one. Ooh, okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay, I think we drew this one before, but we can try it again. Let's go ahead and do some kids real quick. What about that? Let's see if we got some kids on here. Some small. No, I just got my kids. Let me see. What about this one? Excuse me. Hey, what's going on, Kurt Club? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. First time guest, right? Yeah, I am Harry. I'm the professional caricature artist. I do this for a living, and I like to teach it, so that's why I do this stream. So I've been doing the stream for a couple of years. Let's see here. Now? How would I approach this picture here? All right, he has again with this one. You can really see the overall head shape very easily on this one because it's nothing blocking. The hair is not blocking or obscuring the jawline in any way. So which way could we approach this? Well, we could approach it where we do like this, right? Watch. Right, and we're saying, oh, okay, look, and then we just do like this, watch. Okay, so you see how we can try this picture right here. I need a little bit more on the back here. I can just add some, but that's the way we can do this one, and then we just kind of do our shape like. Okay, so again, one way we could attack this picture is that way. Okay. Another way we could have did it, to be more accurate, again, I would have went, so we wouldn't have had to make this mistake here. You see how here, even though I make mistakes all the time when I'm drawing live, but I'll just do something like that, and then when I finish, I would have just used this marker, right, and nobody would have been able to tell. I would have just whatever. See what I'm saying? So you wouldn't be able to really see it. That's how I would have did it. Okay. I guess that's a question. Do you make mistakes when you draw live? All the time. Okay. You can't be worried about that though. You just got to get the picture. And then some people gonna like it, some people ain't. You know, you can do your best drawing, and somebody can be like, I don't like that drawing. It doesn't look like me. You know, sometimes people are in real denial about what they look like. You know, I don't know how that, but you know what I mean. But let me see. The other way we could have approached this, we could have went with I would have went with the brow line first, then jaw line, and then shape here, and then come around to the ear shape. You see? And then neck shape. See? So that and then I have enough here to just kind of do like this here, right? And then I could come here and just go boom right there. Boom. And then I would have just built my hairline on around like that. You see how smoother, how much smoother it comes out? Certain things you see better from certain positions. You know what I mean? Right. I'm going to tell you, like, relationships, right? I always wondered why, like, they say and that why you shouldn't, like, be together. Like, if I meet a young lady, right? I'm not supposed to, like, want to be intimate with her right away, because I can't see things you can't see things correctly once you start from that position. You get what I mean? Things change. The whole dynamic of the relationship changes. But when you see the person, like, you can't judge the person or see their tendencies or see their mannerisms, because that's such a powerful. So that is a perspective you can't use when dealing with relationships, because I don't know. I think one thing I learned being in a relationship this long is that all of that stuff about, like, all that love and ooh baby, that stuff don't last. But you might get 1 or 2 years, maybe a year and a half of that, and then you got to actually deal with who each other is. You know what I'm saying? If you know, attitudes or certain things you don't like about this person, ways they see the world, right? All these type of things, and these are things that you should be discussing right off the top. You know, I always say to myself, actually, I was driving in traffic yesterday, and I said, you know, when I was a kid, I thought I knew, like, about women, right? I didn't know nothing, dog. Like, I only thing I knew was, how can I put it? I grew up without my dad, and my mom couldn't teach me certain things. My mom, even the thing is, there's a difference between, I think, how, like, a woman is, and then how we see it through a man's eyes and what we're supposed to know. And that's something that kind of, like, you know, I don't feel like we could give the other side a perspective on. You know what I mean? I just didn't know, like, purpose and what they were, you know what I'm saying? So I made a lot of, like, dumb decisions when it came to that. You know what I mean? I was very, very weak-minded when it came to that kind of stuff. And now I'm older, and none of that stuff matters to me anymore. I look back on it and I can see it so much clearly, which, again, I don't know. I know we're talking about drawing, but I always try to connect drawing to life, you know. And I think that's the best answer for that question. As somebody asked earlier, what is the thing that you should pay attention to the most when you draw a caricature, right? And I would say the thing that you should pay attention to the most, to me, is their who they are. You get what I mean? Because I think that tells me a lot about what I can and can't do, what I can and can't say. You get what I mean? Is it the right time to say it? All that kind of thing. So, because drawing is a form of speaking or communication, and if you want to be an effective communicator, right, then you have to see, well, what can I do or not do with this person? Okay, so I have the ability to draw the cartoons that look very, very funny looking and big noses. I can do those kind of cartoons too, but okay, there's only a handful of people that really like that kind of stuff, right? So I got to gauge that first. So again, starting the picture on the technical side of it, once you put your pencil on the paper, it needs to be from an angle that you're comfortable with seeing the face from. And different positions are going to give you different angles. When you're looking at that person, like if I looked at him and I saw an anchor point, I know that in the face, right, there are certain shapes, right? So there's an eye, I'm just going to draw this. There's an eye shape here, right? Okay, there's a brow shape. I know this when I'm drawing my pictures, right? There's a nose shape, right? There's two little hard-boiled egg shapes, like for your cheeks. And then there's, attached to this, there'll be a jawline. And then behind all of this is going to be a skull shape, right? And that skull shape is going to come down here, kind of connect to the nose and do like that. So if I'm looking at the skull like this, right, my nose is kind of connecting off of the skull with the eyes and with the brow and then with this part, right? And then you got your, right? So when I see when this particular caricature, what I saw was this right here, right? I saw this brow line shape. All right, so and I saw all of this profile here, so it was like, you know what? I feel confident that I can see the rest of the face if I start from here. But for you, that may be different. You might say, you know what? I feel more confident if I start the face from right here. Another person might say, I feel more confident if I start the picture up here. So you have to figure out where you're comfortable starting that picture from. So once I saw that little shape there, then I know that, as you can see how I drew here, right? You can see that I went around this line here just like I would here, because this is that, but I turned it up just a bit, and then I went to the outside of the eye, right? So you got your eye, and then you got your cheekbone, right? Okay, so this and this kind of connect together. Okay, so that gave me brow line, then it gave me egg structure, and then jawline. Okay, let me show you again. Look, brow line, egg structure, jawline, chin, jawline, back to the egg structure, which would normally be here. The other side of it, the other cheek would be here. You get it? And then we can see that my brow line is going to be, you're not going to be able to see it from this side of the face, but then you have your ear shape that connects here, right? Because we can see underneath this is usually a line that's going to tell you where to connect things at. You get what I'm saying? So when you know those shapes, when you know these shapes, then you can see it from any face. Now, when your face is, the worst kind of caricatures to me are always the ones where they're purely forward facing, because you really don't have a lot of information to go off about the face. Like this face right here, we can see, use it back on one of these. We can see this part of the face. But where would I be comfortable starting this face from? Okay, Now here he doesn't have much of a brow line, so I would do a minimal brow line, right? Minimal, and then egg structure, okay, and then chin shape, okay, and then come back around, right? And remember where the bottom of our egg, the top of our egg shape is where we're going to stop our line here. You see? So beneath that line, or because it's at an angle like this, then you'll have your ear shape. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Now from there we can see forehead shape, so we can go over the top of this, and we can see forehead shape. Because this shape right here is that, and then you have whatever your hair shape is. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now we know our brow line. Oops, sorry. Our brow line goes about right here, right? So we know this is where our brow is at. This is one of them. Okay, this is the other one. Okay, going right into that brow shape, and then we got our nose shape right about middle egg. See? Mid egg shape. I can see where this goes, right? And then over here, all I'm doing is and I'm doing like this. See? We can do teeth shape. We can do top lip, then teeth. Just keep it simple, right? If I want to add some more down here, no problem. Give me a little bit more length to work with. So you can't be afraid to just go with it. Okay? And whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Okay? But you gotta know this. You gotta know those shapes of the face, know your cartoon skeleton. I got a lot of videos on my Caricature Basics playlist, so you can go back and check it out. But remember, you got your head, your brows, your eyes, your nose, your half egg shapes, depending on, right? And then from the half egg shape, whatever your jawline is. Okay? Your mouth is generally going to connect somewhere to your egg shape. Okay? This is generally your mouth shape. Your ears are going to connect up here somewhere. Okay? So no matter what we're doing, if we see somebody here, that's really the forward facing. We can use that one, okay? Oh, sorry. Ooh. I accidentally hit that right there. Okay. So like with her, all right, what am I seeing here? brow line shape, egg shape, right? And then we have her jawline, which is a very round, and is very round. And where is it going to come back up to? Right around here. You see? So here you can see this is where her nose shape is, right? So somewhere around here. Right? Just doing something real quick. And then look, we can say okay. See? And so we can see the brow line shape. We know the other part of the brow is over here somewhere, right? Because remember, the shape does like a little like this right here. So this shape is literally here, all right? And then we come over here and we say, okay, this is my brow. This is my brow. Hooking right into those shapes, right? So then we got our eye shapes here. Her eyes feel like upside down triangles to me. So that's what I'm going to go with. And then we just put our glasses in our ear shape. Get it? Then we have our forehead shape, which we can see as a round shape. Okay. And then no matter like no matter how we see it, we can go ahead and we can say Hmm. Oh, okay. Like that. Okay, just trying something out there. All right. Oh, you did, Tyrese. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Sandra? How are you today? All right. Yeah. So, man, and speaking of that, that's something we can even actually go over. With man, if we could understand, like, man, the power of basic shapes, the more I focus on little small details, stuff that people don't think really means anything in caricature. I'm a real basic shape kind of a guy, right? If you'll notice here how I drew her eyes, and you were like, well, what do those eyes feel like to me? They felt like these eyes felt like upside down triangles to me. Okay, I could have drawn them because of the angles of them. You get what I mean? But you have to be able to almost feel the idea of your shape first. You know what I mean? Like let's look at some other eyes. Like if you look at those eyes, it's like, well, what do they actually feel like, right? For beginners, I'm gonna tell you a real quick beginner trick. Hey, and you got an A for it. You drew that on an exam. Okay. I remember Tyrese, man. He was back in the day. He made the Coca-Cola commercial. That's how he got famous, or I believe so. That's the first time I ever heard of him. He got on the bus, and he was like, "Hey, hey." I was like, "Oh snap!" Then he sang the song Coca-Cola. I was like, "Oh snap!" Made me want to go get a Coke right there. I was like, "Yeah, man." Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let me see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do what do these eyes feel like to me? I'm gonna tell you. There's a couple of shapes I could go with. Uh let's see which ones work. You tell me. Okay, wait, that's one. Let's try this one right here. What else? What other ones could I use? Let me see. Let's try this one. All right. So I think the second one definitely feels better. Yep. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? That was it. That was the right example. Now I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you which one feels. This one definitely feels the best to me. Okay, and I want you to understand why. Okay, for a beginner, this is a beginner hack. Okay, you can get away with using triangles for any eye you want. It's just whether you turn it upside down or right side up. So watch. It doesn't matter. Let's look at her face. Watch. Look at her. Look at those eyes. Right now, watch this. Now watch. Okay. Example number one. Right. Look. Okay. Now watch this. Okay. That's example number 2. Watch this. We did those drawings already. Let's find somebody we can. All right, here we go. Watch this. This is number 3. As long as you draw them in the right size. Okay. I use the triangles to draw just about any person, right? Yeah, Danny Trejo. Yep. See, so this triangle for a beginner, and it don't even matter if you're a beginner. I still do it. That's how I'm able to draw so fast, because I have one ring to rule them all, kind of like when it comes to features, right? Certain shapes, like for instance, nose shapes. I have go-to shapes. I have go-to head shapes. But your eyes are the mirror, truly the mirror to the soul. So it's really like, what do you, if you can get that eye likeness right, that's going to really, that's mostly where your characters are going to have problems at. They don't know how to get those eyes right. If we look here, you might say, well, how can I use a triangle to draw that guy's eyes, right? It's the same thing. Watch. Only thing I'm doing here is I'll push everything together. Watch. Now watch this. And right off of these things, I'm going to draw a triangle. Watch, see how I do the triangle right off of there? And now look. You see? And we can make it even, we can even make it where he looks more mean like this. Triangle. Triangle. You see? Okay. So it doesn't matter. Let me see. Only thing I did here was bring the triangle off of the brow shape. Here we go. Watch. This is the brow, but because it's so close to it, I cut the top of it off. You see? How you can do different expressions, right? If you want to do, let me show you something. Oh, that's bat wheels. Okay. That's my son, man. He loves bat wheel. Even with Jim Carrey, look at his eyes, right? Like, how can we now? Jim Carrey's eyes are not. It's just sometimes you get fooled. You don't understand what you're looking at, and then you try to do too much. Okay, so watch Jim Carrey. Watch this. Watch. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, right? Okay. Okay. So the triangle, and I'm about to do my word of the day here, guys. So the triangle is a powerful shape all throughout the face. I mean, it's if you, and the thing is too with these, a lot of artists have this problem with making the eye look the way you want it to look, like at the camera, right? So look at it like this. With you don't have to guess with a triangle because it's a three-sided figure. Okay, so watch. If I got my eyes here and I want it to look straight at me, right? Well, all I'm gonna do is put my eye here and then put my eye here. See how everything lines up with the center of the eye at the point of the eye, right? If I want to draw going one way or the other, then I go to the side of the eye and I put the eyeball here. If I want to go to the other side, then I go this way and I put the eyeball here, right? If I want to put the eyeball looking down, then I'll go here and put the eyeball here because I want it to be able to look down. You know what I'm saying? If I want a middle ground, then I put my circle in the middle and I put my eyeball in the middle. You see what I'm saying? So you can't miss with which way you want the eyeball to look because you don't have any options. You only have four options, right? You got here, 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 or here. And then a way to give your eye some depth, right? Sometimes you can suggest you can suggest this triangle shape, right? So let's say you want to draw the eye and you want to do like this. You're really not putting a lot of lines. And let's say you want to do something like this. Because you want really a lot of bulbiness of the eye. You see how I'm changing it up? Okay. All right, so guys, I think that's pretty much all I got for you for today. If you did benefit from the stream today, guys, and you want to tip, you can. Man, that. Um, I'll do a video about that for you. The Biggie video, I'll put that on my request list. I think I did do one of him, but I don't know. I've learned so much since last time I drew him, so I don't have a problem. I'll do another video for you, and that's for Sunda. I'll shout out to you in that video when I make it. Music. Okay. All right. I'm glad that helps you out. Okay. So, guys, give me just a second. I'll be right back, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our word of the day. So we are about to go into our word of the day, guys. We already finished our drawing segment. If you guys did benefit from that drawing lesson, that it would be awesome. Tips are great, awesome, super awesome. Right. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead, and I think my thing was already okay. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to get into our word of the day. Let me just turn off my music there. Okay. All right. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Okay. All right. So, word of the day today. Now, why do we do? Let me go ahead and finish this one here. Post. Okay. Why do I do the word of the day today or every day after my stream? It's just because it's a part of how I practice. So you ask, well, how did I advance my artwork? Every artist, I believe, they took a different route to get where they are artistically at this point. For me, it was what fascinated me the most about art is to see the order of it. This so structured, and I'm just gonna put that word there. Art to me is, and there's things to describe it. Art is very structured. That means it has a lot of patterns. These are two of the things that fascinated me about it. Okay, things have to be done a certain way, and patterns tend to repeat themselves. What else really fascinates me about art or drawing people or drawing things, right, is that it is what's the word I'm looking for? Is something that you have to use a lot of knowledge versus sight. Like, you have to, when you're drawing, like for instance, today I showed you about the triangles, right? But somebody that doesn't know that will see the eyes more in a more complicated way. But there's really just one ring to rule them all, and then it's only thing you have to understand is how big or small to make it, or how close together or far apart. But to know that you can use one shape, right, and simply change the relationship of that shape with other shapes, you can create different people. But you can't know that based off of what you're looking at. If you're looking at a photograph, the moment you look at the photograph, you're going to start to study things, and you're going to look at it, and because it's not readily apparent that this is what's going on, you'll sit there and you'll try to sketch out a perfect, eye shape, and then your picture will start looking like an actual portrait, right, of the person, and something that it takes you hours to be able to do. So with art, no matter what, even if it's caricature or whatever, a lot of times we have to draw from knowledge versus sight, because sometimes the sight will lead us the wrong way in what our hand is supposed to be drawing. Another thing, that fascinates me about art is that it is very, for me, it was like this. It made my mind, like, it's one of the things that will calm me down. You know what I mean? I've always But as a kid, I had, I was a pretty hyperactive kid, and I'm still pretty active as an adult. But it's like my wife be telling me I need to sit down somewhere. But uh, it it makes me focus, you know. And as why did I share these with you? Because well, these are the things. These are the things that we're going to be talking about with our word of the day. Why I share the word of the day? Because when I think about these words right here, I think about I think about God and how God programmed us. As I study more about God and study the life of Christ, um, I saw number one that when it talks about in the beginning and what God created and how He created these things, right? And just everything that is everything that exists has a structure to it. There's no such thing as anything that science proves it every day. They sit up and they study and they study and they study, and what they find out is that there's a they might not understand why, but there's a reason for everything under the sun. There's a reason why it exists. There's a reason how it exists. There's a structure to how it works. Now, when you figure out what that structure is, you get what I'm saying? Then you're on your way to, mastery of that thing. You get what I mean? So art, medicine, football, uh, whatever you're doing, filing cabinets, whatever you want to apply this to is true. Now, it also made me see not just about structure, but it's about patterns, right? And God says in His Word that everything that's happened before happens now has happened before. There's nothing new under the sun, right? But there's nothing that we're doing now that hasn't been done. Just think about that for a second. How mind blowing that sometimes we as people can think that we are in a predicament that nobody else has ever experienced before. You are the first one. You're going to be the last one. And we actually believe that. We can sometimes even actually believe that we are the center of the universe. Some of these guys are people walking around. I just still can't wrap my mind around it. Taking pictures with money. Okay, just think about like if you're just a thinking person, just think about what that says about you. You know what I mean? But there's nothing new under the sun. That means that everything God is saying that not only did I create structure, I created patterns. So He didn't want human beings, because we can't as human beings understand God in His full awesomeness. That's impossible. Well, I can't. One guy said it best to fit God into my little brain, and everything that God is, there's no way that I could understand it. But God makes it very easy for us to understand Him in a physical sense. So He put patterns and structure around us. And then He said that once you see these patterns, right? Once you see these patterns, okay, then you are to follow the pattern because of knowledge of the pattern. Like the stock market, they say invest in the S&P 500. Do this over a certain amount of time. Don't try to beat the stock market. Don't try to beat them. You can't win like that. You have to be thinking about making money over time. I don't care what they tell you on the internet. A lot of people don't make money when they try to beat this market. They lose more times than they win. It's like trying to win the freaking scratch offs. The odds are stacked against you to win that way. But if you do something over time, right, and you think long term, right, because it's a pattern, right, and you understand this from knowledge. And so your sight might tell you, because somebody lying to you on the internet, or got some wrong information, right? You'll go and you'll start to believe what you're looking at by sight instead of operating in the structure and in the pattern and in the knowledge of what God has given us. And then we talk about what the last thing about God, and then we're going to read our devotional, and it's about focus. Okay? So focus allows us to be able to see a pattern. So if I'm looking at you do something, right? This reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Iron Man. It was Civil War, and I don't know if you guys remember in Civil War, but Iron Man got had a was beefing with Captain America. Apparently, Captain America's friend killed Iron Man's parents. Well, anyway, Captain America and Iron Man got into a huge, like, physical fight with each other. Okay, and Captain America at first was getting the best of him, right? And then Iron Man's suit, you know, he can talk. Iron Man's suit said, he told Iron Man. Iron Man told him, he said, "Look, I want you to figure out his fighting pattern." So the suit started calculating what he throws left, right, left, what angles he was throwing at, what he has a tendency to want to go to, right? It was focusing on Captain America's every move. And then when it figured out what Captain America was doing, the suit said, "Tony, I figured out his fight pattern." And then Tony says, "All right, well, now let's kick his behind." And then he countered. But the only way he could counter is through the focus of learning the pattern, learning to that there was a structure to what he was doing. There's a pattern to what he's doing. I'm going to operate off knowledge and not the sight. The sight is I'm getting beat up. He's throwing punches from everywhere. They seem like they're coming from everywhere. That's looking at the sight and not understanding that this whatever they're doing it in a pattern and it is structured. And if you keep your eyes open long enough and you see what he's doing right now and you focus, you'll be able to figure out what's going on. So that's the same thing with artwork. So this is why I share the word of God, because this is how I was able to develop as an artist. Because of paying attention to, number one, my relationship with God, and seeing these attributes, or seeing how he's able to do things. So hold on just a second here. I'm trying to find where I was at. Nope. All right, so I'm trying to find my page here. No, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So let's go to the book of Proverbs. And we're going to go to Proverbs 4 and 18. Let's put this over here. All right. So it says here, the way of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, which shines ever brighter until the full day of light. Okay? The way of the righteous is like the full gleam of dawn. So the way of the righteous, in other words, okay, when you understand these patterns and this structure, right, then you become, and the way God does things, and you start to come into the knowledge of the Word of God, right? It's saying here that this is the first thing you resort to when you're encountered with a situation. You know, I was in the gym today, and I was thinking about time, and like the gift of time that God gave to us, because He says in His Word there's a time for everything. Right? Which means that there's not a time for everything as well. That means everything can't be done at every time. And so it's saying with this that once we come into that knowledge again of what we're supposed to do or that pattern in that situation, that is the thing that should be illuminated in our mind. What the Word of God says for us to do when we are confronted with this situation in that moment. Time is made up of little moments, and you do what's right in that moment. Don't worry about the next moment or 3 weeks from now when you're drawing a picture. And I tell you about be in your picture. Don't just be drawing something. Be engaged in it. You're supposed and be focused on it and see the patterns and see the structure. This is what's going to keep you motivated as an artist, because you're going to look at it like you're learning. I don't know about you, but when I know that when I'm learning something, when something is interesting to me, it keeps my interest. And a lot of artists experience burnout because they're only doing it just to draw. They're not doing it and thinking about art on a level that is not just drawing, putting lines on a paper. They're not seeing it as, you know what, through this I can learn how to be better at other parts of my life. If I really focus and see the patterns in drawing and the structures in drawing and the knowledge in drawing and focus in drawing, I can take these same patterns, right? Like I took a triangle and I made eyes out of triangles. Where did I get that from? Because I noticed the pattern of the eyes. The pattern of the eyes. See, there's a thing in artwork that say, and I'm going to tell you, caricature. And if you can't do this, it's going to be impossible to learn this. You'll always just be trying, but you'll never get to the full potential of you until you understand that shapes or patterns. Listen, shapes, patterns, whatever you want to call it, like these shapes up here that you see. Each one of these shapes invoke an emotion. If I show you a heart, what emotion do you get? You feel love, because that's the emotion that it conveys, right? If you look at diamonds, right? Triangles, right? What do triangles generally mean in nature? They mean direction, right? Eyes are the mirror of the soul. The eyes tell you what the person is thinking, right? It tells you which way the person is looking, which way they are focused, right? So when I started thinking about that, I was like, are you serious? This can't be that easy. And yes, it is. No matter what, when I'm drawing that eye, I can draw it anywhere I want to create different eye shapes. Okay? Is the person looking down? Well, then you draw the eyes going down. Is the person looking left or right? Is the person looking right at you? Okay? But it doesn't matter. You can draw any set of eyes based off of the triangle. Again, this is a pattern that I noticed about the face. So once I understand the pattern, I'm no longer afraid to draw anybody's eyes, because I know that no matter what I think I'm looking at, all I have to do is figure out what size and how close together or far apart I should put my triangles. But I know that I'm going to be drawing a triangle because that is the structure, that is the pattern, that is the knowledge that I'm going to use versus what I'm led to believe by my sight. And I'm going to focus on the relationships now only between those triangles. So let's read our devotional. It's called Light for Your Path. The path of righteousness, again in Proverbs 18, is like the morning sun. When you see the pattern, I get it. I understand it. I see it now. It's like the morning sun. It's like you go out and you see that sun outside shining ever brighter until the full light of day. That means it's going to lead you to the absolute right way to do it. The outcome that you want. Notice the triangle and pointing and what direction. The entire body is made up of these triangles. We don't understand this. You see, when we draw bodies, look, the entire body, if you look at it, okay, is made up of triangles. So we have this here, right? Only thing I'm doing is looking at where my triangles are pointing. Look. Okay. Okay. Everything is a triangle. This is the skeleton of the body, but it's a triangle shape. Okay. Can I make my triangle do different things? Yes, I can bend triangles. Watch. I'm just making triangles pointing toward where I want everything to go to. Okay? You see the gesture that you can get just from understanding triangles? Your mouth shape is a triangle, right? Look. Okay? It just looks like it's, when you add lips to it, it's still a triangle shape. If you go like this, it's me bending the triangle to one side. It's all the same concept. Okay? So it's the light, the full light of day. So no more drawing references. We're going to get into this word. Your way may seem unclear at times. But if you stay close to God, living in his presence, you'll share in his spirit and his holiness. Okay? So, if we look at our artwork, this is a time that we can spend with God. It's not just about drawing lines. Allow God to show you how his word applies to what you love to do every day. And as you see it work in what you love to do every day, you will begin to apply it to things other than just your artwork. It will become how you think. And then when you do that, then fear goes away, anxiety goes away. And then your mind becomes peace. You become peaceful. You become one. You begin to understand and see things for what they are. You don't add lines to a drawing that are not necessary. They are absolutely not necessary. You only added that line because you didn't know what to do next. You just put a line that doesn't count for anything. That does not make it look more like the person just because you added a little this right here. It does not matter. That does not apply because we understand the rules. We understand that we become more efficient. You'll share in his spirit and holiness. God is perfect. He is a perfect, righteous God. So therefore, when we begin to spend more time with him, we begin to learn from the perfect one, and we ourselves, we will never reach perfection on this side of life. But that's a good thing because every day we wake up, that means there's something else for us to work on. You may not feel all that enlightened or righteous much of the time. I don't. But as long as you're seeking the Lord and doing your best to obey him, he will hear your prayers, guide you, and protect you. Okay? In other words, God looks at the heart of your heart. Okay? Will things not happen to you because you said yes to God? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he will hear your prayers. In other words, what you are asking for, he will hear them. And he will guide you, right? Because you understand his word. And he will protect you from doing something that's stupid because you are being led by your sight versus the knowledge. Okay? I was talking earlier about uh, how I misunderstood women when I was a young man, because I learned about um, sexuality and all these stuff. I learned about these through watching pornography, and my friends were all like sleep. In high school, all the guys, everybody was sleeping around, whatever. So it was all kinds of influences around me, but I didn't have like a no one to tell me like how a woman thinks, or you get what I'm saying. So I was totally unprepared, and then I got to treating women in a way that was not godly. I began to look at them in a way that was not. I didn't know. I didn't have no knowledge, so I was just going off a sight of what I think. You know what I'm saying? I was basically judging the book by its cover, and then as I've been married now, we going on 15 years. I've never been in a relationship this long, and I've never been faithful to one woman this long ever in my life, right? But in that time, there's a level that God blessed me with, a connection that's between us that God blessed me with. You can't get there. It's not going to happen on the first year you get married. That part is not even really what marriage is, but the whole thing is we're talking about patterns and understanding knowledge. Okay, once I began to be around her more, and around her girl cousins, and around her grandmother and her mom, and I started developing these healthy relationships with women, right? And not to mention, my wife was one to sit down and talk to me and tell me, "Hey, this is how we see things. This is what this is what we're, If we get in that situation, we're liable to do this." You know what I mean? And I sit back and I'll be watching, and it's like crazy because I see things now that I never saw before. Just sitting back watching people, or if I get in a conversation, you know, um, with a woman, and I see these, and I'm like, whoa, like there's actually a pattern to this. You know what I mean? And so when I got over that, you know what else went away? I didn't have to dress a certain way. I didn't have to stand in the mirror all day. I didn't, all of the habits that came as a result of trying to attract, you know what I'm saying? And then the people, when I was doing that, the type of people I was attracting, the type of women, I didn't understand that either. There are different types. You know what I'm saying? They're fundamental same, but then there are people, that know the truth and that are closer or further up in their knowledge of things. And so there were different types as well. So again, I began to see these things because of of understanding or coming into the knowledge of what they really were. So I just like to share my own personal testimony so that we can understand, how important it is to see and have knowledge. Nowadays our society is, I'm gonna tell you what I see about society. Um, I see a society that's going to be growing and that's going to be okay. And that because nothing that is happening now has ever not happened before. It's all patterns. What goes up must come down, right? We can't be on top of our game at every point in human history and civilization. You get what I'm saying? There are times where things must go to a low, and then things become to rebound back up. This just happens to be where we're at right now. But there are still good people out there. There are still people that are engaged with God. People that want to do right by other people. There's still families out there. There's still dads that love their kids. There's still women that love their husband. There's still women that desire to be the traditional wife of the role. There's still all of that stuff in the world. But if you watch too much social media, you'll be okay. You go, the devil is good. He's gonna feed your sight so that your patterns get off and your structure gets off, because you start thinking if everything's going crazy, right? And then you lose your way. Then slowly but surely, just as the initial glow in the sky at dawn gives way to full light of day, the sun will rise and God's blessing will be made manifest in your life. I'm doing this pattern. I'm following the structure. I don't necessarily know why in the big scheme of things, but I'm going to walk off of my knowledge because the Bible is smarter than me. There's nothing new under the sun. I'm going to hold my position. And when you see the blessing at the end of it, and you see everybody else that missed the blessing, and you say, I'm glad that I listened to God on that one. Because I would have went right over that cliff with everybody else. You know, the Bible says about, that the wide is the road to destruction, narrow is the road to salvation, and few will ever find it. And it is just true that, unfortunately, few of us are going to want to accept and walk by faith instead of sight. Most of us are going to be taken over by the new car, the good-looking guy, the good-looking girl, the whatever gets you off, right? We're going to be taken over by that. Whatever make you feel good, whatever looks good in your sight. There's very few that have the discipline to sit back and know that triangles can draw every particular eye shape. Only a few know. And that blessing that from me learning just that one thing changed my artwork. It took seconds, minutes off of my time. It made me super faster because I'm operating in the knowledge of the truth. It may be a while, and you may have to walk cautiously at first, feeling your way in semi-darkness, but God has promised to be with you, and He will be there. Okay? So, in other words, like you said, you're following God's word based off of your knowledge of the word, and you may be doing something repetitiously every day, and you don't really understand why you're doing it. You're just trusting and believing that God is taking you in the right direction. And it's saying here that you may feel like you're walking in semi-darkness. That's what that means. But God has promised to be with you. So you have to know this. This is a mindset, and He will be. A lot of artists ask me, how do you stop from being scared when you're drawing at a party or an event or whatever? And I say, because I know that God is with me. No one person or no person can do. It says, God says in the Bible, He says only He can. I need to fear Him, not no person that is flesh and blood like me. I fear His judgment, not the judgment of man. And so with that mentality, I'm freer. It's an easier, because I know God's going to love me unconditionally. You know what I mean? And then finishing up, it says, the Bible says that Jesus, God's Son, is a true light which gives light to every man coming into the world. Walk in His truth and you won't be in darkness. Let me read that again. Jesus, God's Son, is the true light which gives light to every man coming into the world. What that means is this. If we look at the way Jesus lived, that's how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to be going out and spreading the good news of the gospel. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be giving people hope for the future, right? A lot of, I don't believe in no God. What you're trying to say is there is nothing. Nothing means nothing. And stop trying to tell us that the only thing that matters is just what's in front of your face. Okay, but then you, in the same breath, that same person is out here crying about why things are happening in our world and why would somebody do that? That's so horrific. And I was like, well, who says it's horrific? If there's no structure, if there's no pattern, if everything is just based off of what you see, right? Well then why are you complaining about anything? You don't have a leg to stand on if you don't believe in order or structure. Now, just to say the word order or structure means that you believe that there's God, because order and structure can only come from something that's intelligent, that knows enough to make all of this up. And we don't even know what's out there. We know about this much of everything. No matter who you are on this earth, as people, we don't know. It's something, look, every time I've sat down and I talk to doctors and lawyers, and they'll ask me, man, how do you draw at that level? Like, what are you thinking about? How do you see this? I'm like, what do you mean? You're a doctor. You should be able to figure this out. You're a rocket scientist. Every man, some man superior in some way. It's just so much that we don't know, right? And to sit back and just turn off learning and think that everything is just basically what you see in front of your face, and this is the reality of things, is just not a good way to do it. So here it's just telling us, look at the way Jesus walked. Forget about all this reasons why we always sometimes look for reasons not to believe instead of reasons to believe. And we look at it and we say, well, if everybody just walked and lived like Jesus, well, how would the world be? Well, there would be no school shootings. You know what I mean? There would be, the women and men would treat each other differently. Friends would treat each other differently. Mothers and fathers would just be making kids and they leave and don't even take care of their kids. Mothers giving away their kids at the fire station and all kind of stuff, right? People out here on drugs, people selling people drugs that know that's going to kill their family. If this is stuff that Jesus would never have done, he's saying, if you want this world that you think that you're envisioning, if you want to live in this world that y'all, what you kind of want to say in the back of your mind, you might be saying, why didn't God just create the world like that? In other words, why didn't he create robots? Well, that means because he loved us enough to give us a choice. So he figured, well, if y'all play nice together, guess what? Y'all can have the world that y'all want. But that's really up to y'all. But my will be done. My word will not return to me void. There's a reason, and it's why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. But that's just above your pay grade. You don't need to know all that. All you need to know is how to operate in this little piece of existence that I've gifted to you. And it's very simple for us. Again, I'm going to finish up here. He gave us structure. He gave us patterns. And he told us, walk by faith in the pattern and not just by sight. Focus on learning the pattern and the structure. And then you will be led to your blessing. So, guys, that's our word of the day for today. Light for your path. I hope that you guys received something from that. I know that I did. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Going to get me a little breakfast or whatever. Play with the kids. I told my son I'd play some video games with him. So, thank you guys for coming out. If you did tip, I appreciate it. You guys already, I think I had put the information up here, but here, I'll just put it up here again for you if you decide that you want to tip. All right. And there we go. All right. So, guys, y'all have a blessed and awesome day, and I will see you guys next time.